All right, my voice is a little bit croaky again today, but hopefully it's not too much of a distraction. This is another five of a kind run in Star Pack. However, most of the time when I start these videos, I tend to say or mention that the run was from a while ago, and it's been in the backlog for ages. Well, actually, this one was only recorded a day or so ago, and it is 5 Shoebills. And initially, that might sound like it's not that difficult because the Shoebill is good scaler in this pack. However, in order you need to be able to transition into multiple tier 5 units, and then also give them all strawberry so that they can buff each other. So it actually ends up being pretty expensive, and it requires an awful lot of luck to get the perfect setup. So here I get a very good start where I've got both cassowary and jellyfish and level 2 pillbug for extra scaling. And then with the jellyfish and frog frozen, I get a second jellyfish in the extra slot. So the frog, normally I would only be using a level 2 frog. However, for the more difficult 5s in this pack, I've been going for level 3. And that means that you can scale up a couple of units to a pretty good level, and then take a couple of turns to swap both of them onto the pets that you need. And a lot of the time, even if you do get that, it's not good enough. But here we get an incredible roll, again with a frozen slot, instantly getting level 2 cassowary. So that means the jellyfish and the cassowary are going to get quite large, and that's going to give us 2 units to swap the stats onto the Shoebills with. I guess you could probably do it without having to have a double swap, but it seems pretty unlikely to me, having had a lot of attempts in this pack recently. Not just Shoebill, other, every late game unit basically. And I give the cassowary the cucumber here just to, so it's now getting 2-3 a turn. Every bit of scaling can help. And actually, in retrospect, there's actually a few things I probably could have done differently in this that I hadn't really thought about until I actually get to the point where I've got the Shoebills. The other important thing here is we haven't lost any hearts. So Pillbug's gone, and we're going to take the level up on the frog. And the double level up, yeah, you can see here I'm now checking because I hadn't planned for Shoebill. I'm just having a look and see. I've already done Husky. Actually, maybe I haven't done Husky in this pack. I'm not sure. But in any case, we get the Shoebill. And probably if I'd thought about it, I should have put strawberry on the cassowary instead of cucumber. Because although the extra 1 HP is nice, it's probably better to be prepared for the eventuality of actually getting Shoebill on turn 7. So here you can see I freeze it up. And unfortunately that also means that if I do put strawberry on the cassowary, eventually I'm going to sell the cassowary and lose that strawberry. So I'm going to have to pay for it again in order to give it to one of the Shoebills. So it's really kind of a bizarre juggling act. And so now the cassowary is getting plus 3 plus 4, is it? Per turn. I give the Shoebill here grapes so that next turn I'll have a little bit more gold, and I can use it to hunt for more of them. I guess at this point as well, I still hadn't decided I was going to go for all Shoebills. You're taking Shoebill regardless to try and boost the scaling on the units you've already got. Especially since one of them already had strawberry. There is jellyfish here, but I'm not going to go for the level 3. We don't really have enough time for that anyway. But I do roll the next Shoebill, so that's basically decided that I'm going to go for it. I should mention that 5 Shoebills has been done before, but I believe it was Skoottie did it in custom packs, I think. I'll put a link to that video in the description below, just in case you've never seen it before. But I think custom packs, it's got to be a bit easier because maybe not these days, because of the state of the game. But I think you're able to transfer stats more easily with Tamarin. I can't actually remember if that's what he did or not. I haven't watched it for a long time, but in any case, here I do start going for the level 3 cassowary. because I know that initially I'm going to swap one of the pets. So you can see here I'm now maneuvering that I'm going to swap the jellyfish, but I'm going to keep the cassowary because it still has a strawberry, and that's going to mean that I can keep stacking buffs onto it. And if I get it to level 3, I'll also get even more buffs before I do the next swap with the Shoebill. So you can see how complicated it's getting, and we are actually going to win again here, although it's you know, it's hardly a guaranteed win at this point. As soon as you start messing around with swapping stats and things, you instantly start losing games. Okay, so we do find the next cassowary, and I do think about it for a little while here, but I decide I'm going to keep it for a bit longer. Might as well. And I'm almost about to make the mistake here of not moving the frog. And I realised just in time, otherwise that would have wasted a whole turn where I would have had to swap the stats back off the jellyfish. But we've got the cassowary level 3 and another Shoebill ready to go. So you can see I wait again instead of swapping the cassowary right now because I want the 3/3 buff next turn. Because the cassowary has the highest attack, that means it's going to go first in the shop, and then the frog will transfer after the level 3 has already activated. So level up here, get rid of jellyfish, level up, and then now we can swap the stats with the frog onto from the cassowary onto one of the Shoebills. So we're going to use the one with the lowest stats, which, that means we gain the most and we lose the least when we actually sell the cassowary. And you can see here I'm moving them backwards and forwards because I'm not sure of the best arrangement. Now here I should have frozen the lollipop, and I wasn't thinking about it, but one of the issues with Shoebill is obviously it stacks health much quicker than attack. So it's very beneficial to lollipop. You can see here that the front Shoebill is almost at 50 health already. In fact, it will be next turn, I think. We actually lose there, but now we're going to recover a huge amount of gold by selling both the frog and the cassowary and get the next Shoebill in, which luckily happened to be in the shop, and we immediately get another strawberry. I leave the food shop open to make sure I can get another one. Okay, now I'm freezing the hot dog because I'm running out of options. I think here I use the hot dog and then just take the orangutan because it's going to give health to the Shoebill with no strawberry. But now we're getting to the point you can see the front Shoebill has 50 health. And really, it's much better to have 50 attack, and then when you put the pepper on, it's just the same as having 50-50, really. Because if you're a 39-50 and with pepper, you're not going to trade with a 50-50 with coconut. Whereas if you do have the 50 attack, it doesn't matter if your health is only 1. As long as the pepper remains intact, you're going to trade with the 50-50 with coconut. So we've now got 4 with strawberry, and I want to pause and say this is an incredible team that I get matched with here. They actually had woodpecker plus triceratops and fox. Now it's extremely rare to see like a woodpecker synergy besides toad, but also having the fox in the team, I was delighted to see that, even though it meant I lost, because it's just so uncommon. And here you can see what happens, although luckily this is a husky team, so they don't have pepper or coconut on the front unit. And now I'm realizing I could lollipop, I think, here. So we're going to lollipop one of the middle Shoebills and then probably freeze the pepper. Okay, maybe not. I guess I do have 1 life spare. Yeah, so we'll top up a little bit of health on the Shoebill that had the stats swapped. But yeah, at this point I was kicking myself that I hadn't frozen the lollipops previously. And actually here we're going to lose by... There's a couple of 1 HP breakpoints here that are absolutely brutal. Because really going against the husky team is practically the best case scenario. So we actually lose by 1 HP there. That was painful. But and also because our second Shoebill has reached 50 health, we're now wasting stats again. So I think, yeah, having done the swap, I used the orange. Normally you wouldn't bother, but luckily it actually hits one of the Shoebills that needs it. And now we're going to get matched with a Velociraptor team, but thankfully their front unit did not have very good stats. And actually we're going to scrape a tie by an exact tie, 4 health v4 attack. So I was really, the heart was pounding here and I was sweating because I'd never come this close to getting this setup going. And we don't find any more peppers here. Very frustrating, and you can see we're getting close to having more 50-50 units, and the health is just getting wasted. But luckily we get matched with this team which doesn't have any 50-50 units, and we actually easily beat them. I guess that we're sort of hitting the plateau here where a lot of the best teams have already won, and so we're getting the ones who have tied and probably shouldn't still be alive. So I get the pepper, which is a little bit of a relief. I don't find any more on the last roll, so I just buy the Shoebill and give a little bit more stats to one of the units. I think I probably should have used it on one of the units there that wasn't going to get any buffs, but, easy to spot in retrospect. And we actually get matched with a level 3 swordfish that instant kills the 50-50. However, thankfully the rest of their team just isn't good enough for turn 18, and we get the 5 Shoebill victory over the line. So I hope you enjoyed that one, and I think I need to go and have a cup of tea now.